shine. Hello, hello. Welcome in.
Camera, there it is. How are you
Time
doing?
to shine. Hello, hello. Welcome in.
Do you have a name I can call you besides Time to Shine, or shall I just call you that? Do you have a name I can call you besides Time to Shine, or shall I just call you that? I know, right? I can't leave them on for too long because these ones are actually fucking with my vision just a little bit. Normally they go around it, and so
I know,
can't
right?
see them, but y'all
I
can't
can't
leave
leave
them
them
on for
on
too
for
long
too long
because these ones are
chirpy
actually
for me, too.
fucking with my vision just a little
I
bit.
think they're cool,
Normally
though.
they go around it, and so I can't see them.
Like, can you tell that they're hearts, or do they just make me look like a robot that you can't really see what they are?
I think they're cool though.
Like, can you tell that they're hearts, or do they just
realize
make
that
me
was
look
gonna
like a
have all
robot
that
that you can't really see
community
what they
fest
are?
shit all over my face. Hang on a second, let me move my stuff down. Oh, I didn't realize that was gonna have all that community fest shit all over my face. Hang on a second.
Well, you
let me
can't
move my
see
stuff
that,
down.
perfect.
I like that better. Get that lined up a little bit better. Line this up a little bit nicer. Perfect. That is better. Okay. What you got going on today, Anthony? That is better. Okay. What you got
You've been
going
in here
on
a few
today,
times before,
Anthony?
huh?
I feel like I've seen you around, maybe not talking too much though.
You've been in here a few times before, huh?
I feel like I've seen you around, maybe not talking too much though. Sometimes it's hard to keep track. I'm talking. Sometimes it's hard to keep track. Alright, here, check this out. Oh, let me get right up on the camera. Oh.
I think they might be upside down or something.
They
I think they might
spin.
be upside down or something.
They spin. But thank you for the likes. Thank you for the likes.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Questionably, Robert. Questionably, Robert.
Are you?
Oh, are you?
Let me remember. Yes, questionably, Robert.
Let me remember.
Man,
Yes,
I had some
questionably,
fun on
Robert.
your page yesterday.
Man,
I had some fun on your page yesterday.
You are wild, man.
You are wild, man.
Like, I thought I did some funny shit on my page. I thought I did some funny shit on your page. You do some funny shit on
Y'all
your
haven't
page.
checked out his page, you should, because he's.
Y'all haven't checked out
But
his
only if
page,
you like
you
kind of
should,
weird
because
raunchy
he's-
shit. Cause
But only if you like kind of weird raunchy shit.
Cause,
Yeah.
he's got weird raunchy shit on.
His page.
But it's fun. It's good fun. I like it. But it's fun. It's good fun. So, guys, give me just a second. I'm just gonna. I don't know. Give me just a second. I'm just gonna. If you are new here, just an FYI,
if you
I
are
do
new
push this out to
most
most of the other social media platforms. Most of the other social media platforms when I'm on. So I'm just making sure that we're up and running and everything. I'm just making sure that we're up and running and everything. The other platforms. Not that anybody actually watches me there, but I do it so that. Not that anybody actually watches me there, but I do it so that hopefully someday they will. Sometimes it does give me an echo like that. Sometimes it does give me an echo like that. Yeah. Alright. Well, the echo means that, yep, we are up and running. Well, the echo means that, yep, we are up and running. I am live on YouTube, yes sir. I don't have anybody that watches me there. Like literally I don't have anybody that watches me. But I figure someday somebody will, so it's there. But I figure someday somebody will, so it's there. Let me look. I'm Carrie can't play everywhere, but some places I have underscores. I'm Carrie can't play everywhere, but some places I have underscores, some places I don't. That one underscores. That's underscore, so.
Thank you. You might be my first.
Thank you.
And you might be my not first. Too many people can say that about anything. And not too many people can say that about anything. I mean. And you probably don't get to be too many people's first anything anymore, so hey. You probably don't get to be too many people's first anything anymore, so hey. Be a unique experience for It's underscores. Carrie underscore can't underscore play. It's underscores. Carrie underscore can't underscore play. Are you still here, Anthony? Are you still here, Anthony? You are it. You are it. Do you all want to come up in the guest boxes so we can chat? Do you all want to come up in the guest boxes so we can chat? Time. I'm probably gonna have about an hour. A little bit of time. I'm probably gonna have about an hour. So I gotta get these kids out to hang on. I gotta get these kids out to hang on. Yay! And then there will be no children. And then there will be no children for a week. For a week. And I think if I can work it out, I'm gonna go meet another TikToker. If I can work it out, I'm gonna go meet Chicago. TikToker. Go hang out for a few days. In Chicago. Go hang out for a few days. Excited. Excited. Now. Hang on. Hang on. He made it. Questionably Robert. He made it. Thank you, sir. Were you the first? Thank you, sir. Were you the first? Okay, so does that mean you don't want to come up and chat? Okay. Questionably Robert, would you like to come up and chat? Questionably Robert, would you like to come up and chat? Maybe. We got a few new viewers over on Trovo as well. Looks like. Okay, that sounds good. Okay, that sounds good. But I'm glad you stopped by, and thank you for going to my YouTube. I've been wondering if I was ever going to get a subscriber on YouTube. I was wondering how you ever get a subscriber on YouTube. I was wondering how you ever get a subscriber on YouTube. Because, yeah. Have you been watching me? Because you're kind of a celebrity around here. Have you been watching me? If you're watching you're kind of a celebrity, I might throw up. If you're watching me, then I might throw up. Because you're either one or two. Because you're kind of a big deal. You have like 45,000. Because you're kind of a big deal. You have like 45,000 or quadruple or something of what I have. Triple or quadruple. You're a big deal around here. So you're a big deal around here. For 46K, I know that's like insane. For 46K, I know that's like insane. Like, shall we roll out the red carpet? Not small numbers, I know. Shall we roll out the red carpet? It cracks me up, like, if anybody ever, like, people will have, like, 5,000. It cracks me up, like, oh my god, if anybody ever, like, people will have, like, 5,000 and be like, oh my god, you have 13,000, and I'm like, yeah, but people that are a big deal have, like, a million. That are a big deal. I still only get 200 views on my videos. Okay, it's fine. I still only get 200 views on my videos. Okay, what do we usually talk about? We talk about all kinds of shit. Usually when we get the best conversations going, usually when we talk about the stuff that I know a lot about, when we talk about the stuff that I know a lot about, unfortunately, which is
mental health stuff.
Unfortunately.
So I got a whole bunch of screws loose, and so that's what I usually talk about. Generally speaking, I say we don't talk about religion or politics. However, I do get sucked into religion is generally just off the table for me. I like to keep it positive. Generally just off the table for me. I like to keep it positive. So I used to get 100K a video, but TikTok hates me now. How did you get 100K a video? Teach me your ways. Teach me your ways. How did you get 100K a video? I would love to be able to even get to 1,000 views, just so I could get some paid fucking videos. Like, how do you do it? I don't know. Paid fucking videos. Like, maybe I'm not funny, but I think I'm funny. But maybe I'm not funny, but I think I'm funny. But I mean, I know that you have to have longer videos, right, to get actual paid on them, but right, to get I know that I have some shit that's legit funny that they just don't. I know that I have some shit that's legit funny that they just don't push out. So why? So. And I know sometimes it's because it's like offensive shit or whatever that they just don't like. Like because it's like offensive shit or whatever that they just don't like. I get that, I guess, but like, and that's cool. Like some of the stuff, I guess, but like some of the stuff, it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. So, but we tend to like but. A lot of times what we end up doing is I'll find someone in the comments willing to be my victim, and what that entails is letting me just like pick your brain. In any way I see fit. So letting me just ask any way I questions that I want to ask, and that is when I shine. If we find somebody who's willing to let me do that, that's how we find interesting. Then that's when we have lots of interesting. Then that's when we have who's up for it. Let's find someone who's up for it, and let's find we can get into it, Yeah, I'll be on later today. I gotta take my kid to camps, and camp I'll be on later today. I gotta take my kid to camps. We're gonna leave here at like 11, so maybe back like we're gonna leave here at like 11, so maybe back like later this afternoon. But until then, if somebody else wants to come up, we can do a short one. Or if somebody wants to, or your mind is a little off, well, do you want to come up in the guest box and talk about it? Come up in the guest box and talk about it? Or what do you mean? Alright, Robert. Well, I will be here later. If you would like to join. Hey, Anthony. What is up? Good, how are you? What is up?
How you doing?
Good, how are you? Making it, huh?
I'm making it.
That doesn't sound super excited about how things are going. That doesn't sound super excited about how things are going.
Probably could be better, but
I guess
I'm surviving.
That's how it be sometimes, huh? That's how it be sometimes. Man, I think I gotta take these hearts out of my eyes. They're bugging me.
Yeah.
Hang on. Man, I think I gotta take these hearts out of my eyes. They're bugging me. Hang on. They're fun for a while, but when they're ones like this that make it a little bit hard to see. They're fun for a while, but when they're ones like this that make it a little bit hard to see, like I can usually handle it for like an hour, and then I'm like, okay, now that was fun. Everybody got to see it. All right. So what do you got going on that's bugging you? Or do you want me to just pick your brain? Going on that's bugging you? Or do you want me to just pick your brain? Okay.
It
where
don't
are you
matter to
from?
me.
Where are you from?
North Carolina.
Would you mind turning down whatever's in the background? Would you mind turning down whatever's in the background?
Yeah, hold on.
Thank you. Much better. Those things just
All right.
pick up really loud on the microphone. Much better. Those things just pick up really loud on the microphone. Alright. And North Carolina. How old are you? And North Carolina. How old are you? I tell you what,
44.
I feel like something in the universe. I feel like pulls people that are my age to me. Pulls people that are my age. I don't know what it is, but almost always I end up talking to people that are within. But almost always I end up talking to people that are within 2 years of my age. It just works out that way, like almost every time. Yeah, it just works out that way, like almost. Every What do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? Yeah,
Right now, I don't do nothing.
You unemployed?
I moved back in with my parents. I lost my house and everything, so I'm living back with my parents to help them out in their house.
What do you do by
maintain
trade,
their
or
yard
what?
and
Like,
whatnot.
what did you do for a living? What do you do by trade, or what? Like, what did you do for a living? Like car mechanic?
I'm a mechanic.
Like car mechanic?
Yeah.
And is there just not work around, or are you like thinking about changing jobs, or just not work around, or are you like thinking about changing jobs, or are you looking? Or...
Nah, I usually work for myself, but lately, I guess I let my mental health interfere with a lot of it.
So what's going on with that? Like what happened that, like what triggered that happened that triggered that?
A lot. It don't take that much for stuff to, trigger my mental health. It's just, I stay thinking about everything every day.
So do you have like? I tend to take a lot of notes because I forget stuff really fast. I don't have a good memory. Like I tend to take a lot of notes because I forget stuff really fast. I'll forget stuff in 5 minutes if I don't write. Like I have really bad like little notes about stuff. I'll forget stuff in 5 minutes if I don't write. Do you have like specific mental health diagnosis, or do you have like specific mental health diagnosis, or do you like?
Yeah, bipolar, anxiety, depression, ADHD, PTSD.
You're what?
Besides all that, I'm pretty much a little thrown.
You're what? A little thrown?
Yeah, besides all that,
What's that
I'm a
mean?
little thrown.
A little thrown?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
A little.
Well, I think all of
I
that
guess you could
together
say
makes you a
crazy.
little crazy, huh? But I think all of that it's funny because all of those diagnoses seem to kind of go together, right? It's funny because I have the same list of diagnoses, except for if you take away bipolar, I have the same list and put in borderline personality disorder. That's what I have. So you have the same grouping of diagnosis. I have talked to so many people that have that group of diagnoses that just run that just seem to group together a lot. That just run. And I don't know if you have this or not, but I also have like substance use disorder. And I don't know if alcoholic drug addict, or not, but I also have like substance use disorder. And that tends alcoholic drug addict. So
Yeah.
and that tends
No,
yeah, but that
I've quit drinking.
so but you are so are you an alcoholic though? That just you're an alcoholic. So but you are so are you an alcoholic though? That just you're an alcoholic that is sober.
No, not Not really. I'm a social drinker. I don't drink constantly, but when I do drink, I drink to the point to where
So
like
you're okay.
so
So
it's not like
you're
I could
so
sit down
alcohol isn't
without
problematic
drinking
in
all
your life.
day.
Okay. So alcohol isn't problematic in your life. So I think like I'm
Nah,
not
not
like
really.
a counselor or anything like that, but I feel like when I've talked to alcohol
I'm not
counselors,
like
there's
a
a
counselor or
category
anything
called
like that, but I feel
problem
like
drinker.
when I've talked to
That's like
alcohol
when you're
counselors, there's a
drinking, it's
category
problematic
called
for you. Like you
problem
can't drink like
drinker.
normal people
That's
drink.
like when you're drinking,
But you're
it's
not
problematic
for you. Like you can't drink like normal people drink. Like maybe more of like a like a binge drinker. Like maybe
like
more
when
like
you
a
start
like
drinking, you binge,
but you can put it down. Like when you start
Yeah, something
drinking,
like
you
that.
binge, but you can put it down. Okay. And
Yeah, that's
uh,
exactly what it is.
drugs or no? Okay. And drugs or no?
Nah, I've been free from
So were you an
the
addict at one
substances
point?
that I use for a while now.
So were you an addict at one point?
I really wouldn't call me an addict. More or less, like my recreational usage was on a daily basis from the time I wake up to the time I
How's
go to
that
sleep.
different from being an addict? How's that different from being an addict?
I
So
don't know.
you used
I never
drugs
looked at it
every
that way.
single day of your life from the time you woke up to the time you went to sleep? So you used drugs every single day of your life from the time you woke up to the time you went to sleep?
Yeah, but it like never
So you were a functioning drug addict.
got in the way of my, daily routine.
Right. So you were a functioning drug addict.
Yeah, that was like I could do that. And you know, knowing that I could go throughout the day without, having to
Right.
worry about what's gonna happen, in the
Right.
next
But that's still
hour.
a drug addict. It just means that you
It was
haven't lost
different.
everything, but you're so it means
Right,
you're
but
functional,
that's still a
but you're
drug
still an
addict.
addict.
It just means that you haven't
But
lost
then at some point you
everything, but
quit.
so it means you're
using,
functional,
but
but
you're
you're
still
still
an
an
addict. So how long did that go on
some
that you
point
were
you
using
quit
like all day every day?
but you were
Right.
So how long
Right.
did that go on that you were using like all day every day?
Uh, whew. I started when I was about
Okay, yeah, so
13.
for sure that's an addict, right? So
Went
for
on
12
to about
years you used from the
25.
time you woke up to the time you went to
for sure
bed, but
right?
you
So
managed
for
to
12
grow and
years,
progress
you
in life
used
through
from
that
the time
time,
you
so
woke
you
up
don't
to the
really
time
see
you
it
went
as
to
like
bed.
an addiction because
But
an
you
addiction
managed to
is
grow
like
and progress
an
in life
addict
through
is
that time,
like
so you don't really see it as
the
like an
guy
addiction
who is
because an
like a
addiction is
crackhead.
like
An
Yeah.
addict
or
is
whatever,
like the guy who is
That,
like a crackhead.
right, or whatever, like
yeah, I guess
Yeah,
you
no,
could say
I
I
get it
never
because that
really
was totally
chased
how
it.
I was too. Like I would have never called myself an addict until I did, you know. Because it's different, right? We want to separate ourselves from them
right?
because
We want to separate ourselves
because we're
from
not
them
as bad
because
as that
it's
guy.
not because we're not as bad as that guy.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
So
got what
I
you're
think,
saying.
and I'm not
So,
saying that that's
I think,
necessarily,
and I'm not
has
saying
to be
that that's
what you
necessarily
are. I'm just
has
like
to be
kind of
what you
I'm
are.
saying
I'm
it
just
more as a
like
question.
kinda,
I'm
like, if
saying
you
it more
agree
as
or
a
not.
question.
Like if you agree,
But
Oh,
just like
yeah,
from the
I understand.
outside, just just
like,
listening
from
to
the
the facts
outside,
of what
just
you're
just
describing.
listening to the
If
facts
we're
of what you're describing.
12 years,
If we're
so what?
12 years. So what? I'm trying to think how to say this. It won't get me in trouble with TikTok. So what class of substance were you using? Like you can't actually say what like names of drugs. Like you can't actually say. But was it like a? But was it like a?
Hallucinogenic.
That's interesting. Are you talking about like acid? That you could say. Like that? Like acid? Huh? That you could say. Oh, like that? Huh?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I figured you were gonna say like an. That's interesting. I figured you were gonna say like an oak kind of one.
Nah, acid and like
Oh.
LSD and
You know, I was in rehab with a girl that. You know, I've been through rehab 4 times. But there was one time, one girl I've been through rehab for that. That was the only time I've ever seen. One time, one girl, somebody that was in rehab for that. That's not a super common one for people to do. That's not a super common one for people to do. That's interesting because my drug of choice is also. That's interesting because my drug of choice it's not acid, but it's not acid. DXN. It's if you're I don't most I don't know most people aren't familiar with that. I don't know most people aren't familiar with that. What's in? Do you know what that is? It's like what's in? Do you know what that is? Okay. Carolina, hey, what's up, girl? Okay. Carolina, hey, what's up, girl? So, I mean, it's like the drug that's in, like, cough, like cold medicine. It's like the drug that's in, like, but cough, it's like cold medicine. It's a hallucinogen as well. That's my drug of choice. But it's
yeah.
It's a hallucinogen as well. That's my I almost never come across I almost that never class of drugs come across their drug of choice. That's class of drugs. So, well, hey, friend. That's interesting. Maybe our brains work similarly. We also have all the same. Maybe our brains work similarly. So we also have all the same. So okay, so was that hard for you to get? So okay, so was that hard for you to get those then, or did you just quit one day? Off of those then, or did you just quit one day?
Not really. I mean, a lot of people say you can't quit. I did, but I ain't gonna sit here and say that it wasn't. It wasn't like I couldn't drink like alcohol. It was just easy for me to stop and.
Like, did you like gradually quit, or did you just like one day? Like, did you like gradually quit, or did you just like one day? Just like that? Yeah, I'm not gonna do this anymore. And you just stop.
Just stop.
Did you withdraw?
Just like I'll just stop. Yeah.
Did you withdraw?
I really wouldn't call it a withdrawal. I guess I replaced it with like other things. Like drug. Like medication.
Okay. Are there medication? Because I'm just thinking about because I know the girl that I saw again. Because I'm just thinking about because I know the girl that she was in detox for like 2 weeks. She looked like she was gonna fucking die when she got there, and she was in detox forever. She looked like she was gonna fucking die when she got there. Because she was so far gone, like she was fucked up. Because she was so far gone, she was fucked up. From that.
Yeah, I had a buddy that went through that, but I guess it's just I became so immune to it that it was easy for me to just let it go and let it run out of my system because I was so active.
Interesting. Okay. Man, I wish it was like that for me. Like when I stopped when I went to rehab, it was like when I stopped when I went to rehab, it was like being in detox of trying to come off that same way, like being in detox. So well, that's good. Okay. Horrible. So well, that's good. Okay. So. How long ago was so that was 13 to 25. So that was like 20 years ago. Wait, so that was 13 to 25. So that was like 20 years ago. Then you drank after that.
Yeah.
But then you drink after that. But is that until
Pretty much,
now,
yeah.
or like are you still drinking? But is that until now, or like are you still drinking? How long ago did you stop drinking?
No, I don't drink no more.
How long ago did you stop drinking?
Let's see. As of now, it'd probably be about
Oh, okay.
12
So
years.
have you been like 100% sober for 12 years? Oh, okay. So have you been like 100% sober for 12 years? As in, like,
Yeah.
not ever one slip up, or like just as generally, in, like, not ever one slip up, or like just generally mostly sober, like 100%,
No, just sober.
like 100%.
Like I've replaced alcohol with sodas and tea and
Okay, and you didn't replace
other
it with
drinks.
like pot or something else. Okay, and you didn't replace it with like pot or something else. But
No.
now you have like mental health issues, like the bipolar and anxiety. Now you have like kind of reared its head, like the bipolar and anxiety and all that stuff has kind of reared its head.
Yeah, I guess you could say what started that the fact that I had bipolar and I wasn't diagnosed with it at my age, but I had it, and like my coping mechanism was to go straight for what I wanted.
Yeah. So so your coping mechanism had always been to drink. So your coping mechanism had always now, been what do you drink? Are you medicated, or are you in therapy or something? Are you medicated, or are you in therapy or something?
Yeah, I'm medicated. I ain't like right now. I ain't had my medication in probably about 2 weeks because I ran out, and I've been on I guess you could say a downslide, and I'm trying to keep myself from.
So do you not have access to them? Like, do you not have insurance to get new meds? So do you not have access to them? Like, do you not have insurance to get new meds, or why have you not got them?
Actually, I was just approved for Medicaid, so like this coming week, I'm gonna go take care of that and get my medication back and whatnot. But it's been like a downhill road for the past 2 weeks.
I don't know if I would survive. I would die. 2 weeks. Like, I don't know if I would. Mental health. I don't know if I would survive 2 weeks. So without my mental health. Yeah.
So, it's crazy because it's like the chemical imbalance from letting your body, shed off all that medication to going back to not having medication. It messes with my train of thought and everything else.
I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do. I feel like I would be like that guy on the street corner. I feel like I would be that guy on the street corner begging for money to go buy drugs. But for me, it would be go get my mental health. I would die. I have to have them.
Yeah.
I would die. I have to have them.
Like I basically, I guess you could say, turn into a hermit. I don't leave the house. I'm always laying down watching TV. Like I'm paranoid to go out.
Right. Well, and I mean, I guess I don't know how well medicated you were. Well, and I mean, I guess I don't know how I take meds for my. But it's like I take meds for my anxiety, for my depression, for my anxiety, for my depression, for my and multiples for my anxiety. So I take like 5 different and multiples for my anxiety. So I take like 5 different mental health meds. So
yeah, I'm on like
So that's what I think.
6 different medications.
It's just so like that's what magic pill. It's like it's a lot of different withdrawals, and some of them will make you want to kill yourself. It's a lot of different withdrawals, and some of them will make you want to. So it's not just like, oh, I'm gonna get some shivers or something. That's how it was for me anyway.
I mean,
Some shivers or something. That's how it was for me anyway.
it, that's what I went through when I ran out of my medication. I went
Yeah.
through the shivers, the cold chills,
Yeah.
super, hyper aware anxiety and paranoia. I had real bad twitches and stuff like that. And now it's just more or less trying to
Man, there's
make
got to
sure
be
I
like
get
a
a full night's
resource
rest and,
somewhere that you can.
there's
Got to be
having to
a
deal.
resource somewhere that you can fill the gap if you don't have insurance.
Yeah. There's a, like, down here where I'm at, there's a place, but, like, I went and they got like a first come, first serve,
Right.
like early in the morning at 7 o'clock. And like, I went, but they like told me to come back 3 times in a row, and I got kicked off. And went
Got
back.
it. So you gave up. Got it. I get it. So I'm not saying that in a judgy way. That was just asking a question. I'm not saying that in a judgy way. That was just asking a question. So, okay.
No.
Yeah.
I just, yeah.
So really, it's like, yeah. So you're not in a bad
I
place.
just got frustrated with it.
Sad about anything. You're just in a bad you're not in a bad place because you're like sad about anything. You're just in a bad place because you're or maybe you're sad about stuff too because it sounds like you're out of work. Or maybe you're sad about stuff too because it sounds like you're out of work because you're taking care of your parents also.
Yeah, see the how can I say this? Like I'm always in a bad place. Like I constantly think about what the stuff that people done. Everything that I'm going through, and like I'm single. I've been single now for 9 years, and like it's stressing me to shit out.
I think that's called ruminating. I have to look up that word, but I think that's what that's called. I have to look up that word, but I think that's what that's called. So what you dwell on is the fact that you've been single for 9 years. What you dwell on is the fact that you've been single for 9 years, among other things. But that's the main thing. Among other things,
That
but
and
that's the main thing.
just trying to.
What other stuff? It sounds like
Yeah,
you
as
got
of right
other
now,
stuff.
yeah.
What other stuff? It sounds like you got other stuff.
Just trying to stay focused on making it in this jacked up world that it is
And
now.
when you say making it, what does that look like for you? And when you say making it, what does that look like for you? Or do you know?
I guess you could say survival, just trying to maintain, my daily life without just giving up on life itself.
Like sometimes that's about as much as you can do. Like I do the same thing. It's like sometimes that's about as much
what
as
is
you
the
can do.
goal?
Like I do the
Like,
same
is
thing.
there
It's
even
like,
a fucking goal?
So
I don't
what
know.
is the
Is the goal just
like,
to
is there
survive?
even
Is
a
it to
fucking goal?
thrive? Is it to
I don't know. Sometimes
goal
I'm-
just to
like because
survive?
I do this like
Uh,
when I was younger. It
sometimes
seemed
I'm-
like because like I do this like
is
when
where
I
a
was
lot of people
younger.
get in a funk
It
around this
seemed
age,
like,
and I think maybe
like I think
sometimes that's
this
why I
is
end up
where
talking
a
to
lot of
people
people
this
get in a
age,
funk
and
around
where
this age.
like
Maybe
why
sometimes
everybody
that's
ends
why
up
I
in
end
this
up
like
talking to people
midlife
this
crisis
age,
at this
and
age.
like
why
is
everybody
because
ends up in this like
and maybe
midlife
it's different
crisis
for
at this
different
age.
people because like
Is
you're
'cause-
not married and
maybe it's
settled down,
different
whereas
for
I'm
different people because like
my
you're
kids are like
not
about out of the
married
house
and settled
almost,
down,
whereas I'm
so like
my kids are like about out of the
it's
house.
like for me it was like okay,
So,
I did
like,
all the things already and now I'm
Yeah.
still
It's
not
like
fucking
for
happy.
me, it
So
was
then
like,
like,
okay,
I did all the things already. I had the career and I got all the success I wanted, and then I still didn't like it, so I just quit. And I got the house and the car and the husband and the kids, and I still just like quit. And I got the house and the car and the husband and the kids, and I'm still just like,
Yeah. Nah, I'm
Oh,
separated right now.
interesting.
I've been trying to get a divorce.
Oh, interesting. Oh, so you did do all the things.
I got I got 3 kids,
Oh,
and
so you did do all the things.
yeah, I've been through all that. Like I said, I lost my
How
house
long were you
because of my
married?
ex, so
How long were you
everything
married?
like
Oh, okay, that
I
changes
was married for
quickly.
13.
Oh, okay. I just thought you were saying you hadn't been married. I just thought you were saying you hadn't been married.
No, I've been married. I try not to dwell on that because of the way the marriage was and all the signs and stuff that were thrown in my face, and I overlooked
So you
them
got
instead of you know
How long have you been separated? So you got
focusing on them. And
How long have you been separated?
right now I've been separated about 12
12 what? Years? Oh, 12 okay. What? Years?
years.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a long time. And you're not divorced? That's a long time. And you're not divorced?
Nah, like I said, I've been fighting, but like she keeps moving around and won't stay planted in one place long enough for me to actually push the paperwork, because it's like a constant chase.
So if it was that, when did you lose your house? So if it was that, when did you lose your house?
I lost my house in 2015.
See, you hang on to stuff for a long time. See, you hang on to stuff for a long time.
Yeah, I have a tendency to bottle up a lot of
So have you had
stuff.
a relationship since that? So have you had a relationship since that? Yeah. Have you had therapy?
No.
Yeah. Have you had therapy?
I've been asked to go to therapy, but I
Yeah.
I won't go.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like, you know, talking to somebody that's just gonna tell me the same stuff every time I go to see them isn't gonna benefit me in no way, because it's just constantly
Have you
like
ever been to
a
therapy?
like a repeat.
Have you ever been to therapy? When were you in
Yeah, I've been to
therapy?
therapy before.
When were you in therapy?
Oh, I was in therapy a long time ago, like 2000. Oh goodness, I want to say 2007.
Hang on just a second, okay?
I did therapy because I tried to OD.
Hang on just a second, okay? Well, I mean, I was if my stomach calms down.
All right.
So. Well, I mean, I was if my stomach calms down. So. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I took some Imodium, I took Clostopol, so I'm. Yeah, I mean, I took some Imodium, I took Clostopol, so I'm. Okay, sorry. Okay, so you in. Sorry about that, my husband's sorry. So. Okay, so you were in therapy because you tried so you 2007. That was like a unaliving attempt, correct? So that was like a unaliving attempt, correct?
Yeah, I just took, like, me and my ex were having problems then, and I got tired of the way she was treating me and everything else, and I downed a couple bottles of pills and went and hid, and I think that my stepdad's the one who came and got me, and called the police, and then they took me in. So
Okay, and then you didn't. So you ended up in. Did you end up in like an inpatient facility at that point? So you ended up in. Did you end up in like an inpatient facility at that point? Yeah.
yeah, I went in voluntarily.
Yeah.
But I stood there for a little while, but I signed myself out because I felt like, I wasn't really benefiting from nothing because the environment that I was in there was, it wasn't what I thought it was because the constant, uh, uh, usage or misusage of medication between the other patients and stuff. So it was like I was still stuck on the street and watching people, abuse, their medication or, you know, whatever it is that they're doing to satisfy their urge.
So do you think that experience maybe kind of jaded you towards the whole like mental health care experience? So do you think that experience maybe kind of jaded you towards the whole like mental health care experience?
Not really. Like I said, I've had mental health problems since I was young. I just never really put myself in a position to be diagnosed that early on. So, like, when I reached my teens is when I really got diagnosed because I was acting out.
Well, I'm just thinking like a few things, just my thoughts, and you can feel free to tell me to fuck off at any time, and you can feel free to tell me to fuck off at any time, You know, I've had many therapists, some of whom I thought were I've trash, had many and some of whom I felt like I thought my whole life, and I think it's kind of like any other relationship where sometimes kind of like you have to go to several different people until you find the right one that you connect with that works for you. So maybe you just haven't found the right one yet that is able to help you. You just haven't found the right one yet that is able to but also that there are a lot of different therapeutic techniques out there, a lot of different maybe therapeutic techniques. There just hasn't been the right one that has worked for you yet. But that like you got a lot of life left, But that like you got a lot of life left. But if you're still dwelling on this stuff that is this many years, it seems like you're not living this many years in the past. But I will say the fact that like you've been this open with me. And I don't. But I will say the fact that like you've been this open with me. And I don't know you told because I think some people have a really hard time opening up, but I don't think you would like. Because I think some people have a really hard time this has been. But I don't know how easy this. Because you don't. I mean, this has been. I don't know how easy.
I guess it depends on my comfort level.
Right, so maybe you're just comfortable with me, so maybe that's the thing, so you just need to find the right therapist. With me, so maybe or you could just keep coming and talking to me because I'm on 5 days a week. So you just need to find the right therapist. I go live every morning from 7 to 9 a.m. Central. You can just come talk to me. I therapize. I go live every morning from 7 to 9 a.m. Central. You can just come talk to me. I therapize a lot of people. No, I'm not a therapist. I've had to do this, and it's felt weird for me. But like, there are certain kinds of therapy that do weird shit that like. Me, but like, there are. I'm cynical, right? Like, do weird shit.
People tell me
like,
stuff and I'm like, that's stupid. I don't want to do it.
I'm
It doesn't make any
cynical,
sense.
right?
But,
Like there's this kind of therapy called EMDR
people tell me
that helps
stuff
you
and I'm like,
unpack
that's
past
stupid.
trauma in your life to kind of like get over it and move on and help you be happy
that helps
when
you
your
unpack
brain
past
doesn't want
trauma
you to
in
be.
your life.
That has you do stuff like look at light. They'll have like a light strip that like has moving lights on it. That has you do stuff like look at while you're talking about your past trauma. That like has moving lights on it. And it literally like helps your brain rewire past trauma while you're talking, and it like your neural like helps your brain, and it's just like sciencey shit. While you're talking, I don't quite understand it. Like your neural, that's because I didn't go to school and figure that shit out. All those people did. You know, I don't understand it, but that's because I didn't go to school and figure that shit out. And I don't have to understand it because I just know it works. You know, but it works. And then different parts of it, and I don't have like this. You do like this and tap your hands while you're talking about, and then different parts of it, you do stuff like whatever. You know, like this and tap your hands while you're talking about. But I think that sometimes we just have to child abuse or whatever. You know. But I think that sometimes we just have to. Go ahead.
I have a, I guess you could say I've contracted a chick where like a nervous chick where I bounce my legs around all the time when I'm sitting still.
Oh.
Like I can't sit completely still. My legs just are on a constant jump.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I'm laying down, I'm good. Like I can lay down and be still, but when I'm sitting down, it doesn't matter if I'm in a restaurant or, you know, in an office waiting to see somebody or whatever. It's like constant, like my
either the ADHD or
I guess my nerves just go
or something. I wonder if that's part of like either the ADHD or if that could be probably a psychiatrist could talk to you about that though. I don't know. Probably a psychiatrist could talk to you about that.
Yeah, I mean, I always take it as like RLS. Like I got restless leg. I'm thinking that's a big part of it too. A lot of it, I think, there's a lot of side effects from my medication.
Do you take gabapentin? I take gabapentin and that helps a lot with restless leg. Ever since I started taking that, my restless leg is gone.
Actually, I was supposed to start that, but I take Giadone and
Is it a conflicting thing? Or can you take those together? Is it a conflicting thing? Or can you take those together? Can you take those together? Like, can you take gabapentin with that?
What'd you say?
Can you take those together?
What'd you say?
Can you take gabapentin with that?
Yeah, I can. I mean, like I said, I was supposed to start gabapentin, but I never did. Like I said, I stood with, you know, Giadone and
Well, gabapentin's for
Cogentin,
nerve pain, but it just kind of like quiets
as
your
my
nerves.
main
So if you
tool.
have it, I mean, that's what my dad
for
takes
nerve
that for his
pain,
restless
but
leg too.
it
just
so.
kind of like quiets your nerves.
It's-
for me, it's great for that's what my dad takes that for. I take it for like a back injury. It helps like because I have a permanent injury in my lower back. For me, it's great for I take it for that, but it also helps with anxiety. I take it for like a back injury. It helps like because I have a permanent injury in my lower back, and so I take it for that. But it also helps with anxiety and restless leg. Look, AEs are too. All of my friends are showing up. I think it's like a miracle.
Yeah.
Look, AEs are too. All of my friends are showing up. But it seems to me like you would do really well with some therapy, like, but it's hard to get into it. I know, like, it can really feel like that, but it seems like that it can really feel like you're just saying the same shit over and over again. But I think sometimes it's like the expert in them knows when to make you say this, to make you say specific same things over and over that you need to say to work through a certain kinds of problems. You know, certain kinds of problems.
They know triggers.
They know how to trick you into. They know
Yeah, they know how to trigger.
Yeah. So I don't know.
And that's I guess you could say that's one big thing I don't like is being triggered to repeat myself when I'm trying to get past, them certain emotions and, certain
Well,
feelings
and
or
I think
whatnot.
it sounds like you
Well,
don't
and I
like
think
it
it
when you're
sounds
not
like
in
you
control
don't
of the
like it when you're
situation,
not in
and
control
in
of the
those situations,
situation,
they're
and
controlling
in
the
those
narrative and
situations,
you're
they're
not.
controlling the narrative and you're not. Is that
Yeah, I
accurate?
mean,
Is that accurate?
yeah, that would be a
So
positive
maybe
answer.
you have to work on being open-minded a little
So
bit
maybe
about
you have
letting
to
a
work
little
on
bit of
being
the control
open-minded
go
a little bit about letting
and
a little
just
bit of the
saying
control go.
God.
And just
See,
saying,
God.
it's crazy though, because like when it comes to me talking to a therapist or expressing myself, my feelings, or my emotions to anybody else, I don't like to do that, but I'm willing to,
well, that's
you
easy.
know,
Yeah.
listen to somebody else's
Well, that's easy.
problems,
Yeah.
and I can understand what they're going through because I've been going through the same thing, so it's easier for me to understand somebody else's problems
Well,
than
yeah, because
worry
then
about myself.
you don't have to be vulnerable.
Well, yeah,
to hear
because
their
then
problem.
you don't have to be vulnerable,
But to tell your problem,
their problem.
you have to be
But to
vulnerable,
tell your
and that means
problem.
that you could get hurt.
You have to be vulnerable, and that means
Right.
that you could get hurt.
But I think for you,
Right.
Exactly.
like
But
the
I
point
think
that I
for
had to get
you-
to for me was
Like the point
that
that I had to get
what
to
do I have
for
to
me
lose?
was
Right.
that
Because
what do I have to
I
lose?
am still
Right.
stuck. Like, so
Because
if I'm
I
you,
am
Right.
I'm still stuck in
Like, so if
9
I'm
years
you,
ago,
I'm
or
still
12
stuck
years ago,
in 9
or
years
whatever
ago,
I'm stuck in.
or 12 years ago.
So
or whatever
what do I
I'm
have to
stuck
lose?
in. So I'm gonna go talk to these people and tell them about
what do I
the
have
last
to
10
lose? Right.
years.
So I'm gonna go
And
talk to
so
these people
maybe
and
they're
tell
gonna
them
laugh in my
about
face.
the
So what
last
happened?
10
So what
years
if
they do.
and so maybe they're gonna laugh in my
Okay.
face. So what happened?
What do I
so
have-
what really what is what is the
Okay.
worst thing that could happen?
Right, right.
What
And
really
is
what
that
so what is
worse
the worst thing
than
that could
what
happen
I
if
am
were
living
in
right
there?
now?
And is that worse?
No, than what I
Then
am
let's
living
go to
right
it.
now.
Because I can't. It's because you know. Then let's go to it. Because I can't.
Yeah,
You know. And
yeah, that's true.
that really is what I had to like tell
And
myself 100 times over because
that-
I was so
that
far
really
into
is
my
what I had
box,
to, like,
tell myself 100
like,
times
my
over
personal
because I
little
was so
safe
far into my
space
box
that I didn't want to talk
like
to
my
anybody
personal
about
little safe
anything.
space that I didn't want to
But
talk
I
to
had
anybody
to,
about
or I was
anything.
gonna die.
But I had to, or I
And
was gonna
that's-
die.
That's where I'm at now. Like you're actually getting a lot out of me. So
But I mean, I think it sounds like that's exactly what you need because. But I mean, I think
that's
it
what it
sounds
was
like
for
that's
me. It's
exactly
like if
what
I
you
didn't
need
start
because-
talking,
and that's what it was for me.
I
It's
was
like if I
going
didn't
to
start talking,
probably quite literally die.
I was
like I
going
couldn't.
to probably
I don't think I could
quite
have remained
literally
like
die.
alive on
Like
this
I
earth
couldn't.
in the state of
I don't think I
misery
could have
that I was
remained like
in.
alive on this
Just
earth
like
in the state of misery.
Because
that
you
I
do,
was
you
in.
just stew
Just
on
like-
like what's the fucking point?
Right.
You do, you just stew on like what's the fucking point? So
yeah, and I think for me that's I think for me that's something that's like understanding that I don't really care about myself, but I care about everybody else and the way they feel or how their day's going. It's easy on me because it's like, okay, well, I don't really, I don't really care about what's going on with me as long as everybody else is happy.
Right. Well, and that's the thing is like the reason that I'm
Right,
still,
well,
like,
and that's
walking,
the thing
talking
is,
on this
like, the
planet
reason
is
that
because
I
I'm
have
still,
children.
like walking, talking on this planet is because I have
flat
children.
out. Like if I didn't have kids, I would
Right.
Flat out. Like if I didn't have
It's almost
kids,
like
I would.
it's almost like you understand that there's a reason why you're here, there's a purpose for you being here,
Right.
even if you feel like you
Well, and for
don't
me,
belong here.
I
There's a purpose for you
understand
being
the
here.
kind of trauma that it would create for my kids if they had a parent that it would create for my kids if they had a parent that. And I'm not willing to do that to my kids.
Right.
And if that were not the case, I wouldn't be here. If that were not the case, like I'm okay now. I would I've gotten through that. But I'm okay now. Like in the last few years, I would not have survived them.
Yeah.
If in the last I had not had years, I would not have survived them. That is what kept me. I had not had that frame of mind. That is what kept me here.
Right. That's understandable. I guess it's for me, it's just I'm not through with my journey. It's just like I said, it is.
Well, you've got kids too.
I'm worried about everybody else.
Well, you've got kids too.
Instead of worrying.
How old are your kids?
Yeah.
How old are your
Like
kids?
instead of worrying about myself. Oh, my daughter, she's 18. My youngest boy, he's 16.
Yeah. So
and then the baby, he's right around 12.
Yeah. So they need their dad. Do you see them? Do you see them?
Nah, she don't let me see him.
So do
like,
they?
Me and her,
so you
we
don't know
don't
them
really
at all.
get along.
So do
So
they?
it's
So
like-
you don't know them at all.
I mean, I know them. I mean, I'm the one who raised them from the time they were born till they were about, my daughter was like 10, 11 years old. And my boy, he was still a youngin', so he was still trying to understand it. And my youngest boy, he was a baby. So it's kind of, not having that connection with them after, splitting
Yeah.
is hard because it's like,
Yeah.
I know how much I've missed
Yeah.
and I wish I could get
Why don't
it
you go
back,
after
but
her?
it's like
Why don't you go
my-
after her? You have a right to see your kids. I mean, you have a right to see your kids.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I understand that. It's just I got to that point now where I'm tired of all the stress and having to go through the fighting with the court and
Yeah.
everything else, and it's like, well, I don't want to put my kids through that stress process and wind up losing
Do
the
you
battle
talk to them though? Like, do they
and then
know
having to
that-
start all over
Do they know
again.
why you don't see them? Do they know? Do you talk to them though? Like, do they know that? Do they know why you don't see them? Do they know?
Nah, they don't. Nah, she don't like.
That's gotta hurt.
We don't communicate at all.
That's gotta hurt.
Like if I try to,
Well, I mean, your daughter's.
if I try to communicate,
your
it's
daughter's an adult.
I get shut down quick.
Well, I mean, your daughter's an adult. So.
Yeah, but see, she's conditioned my daughter to the point to where my daughter is scared to try to communicate with me or her grandmother because of the backlash that
So
her
she's not
her
scared
mama
of
would throw
you,
at her.
like as in like you would do something. She's
So
scared
she's
of what
not
her mom
scared
would
of
do
you,
to her.
like,
as in like you would do something. She's scared of what her mom would do
No.
to her.
Or yeah, the outcome or the actions that come behind that, like I was made to look like a piece of shit when in reality I did what I was supposed to do as a husband and a man and a father up to the point to where everything crashed and I lost almost everything. And it's been a while for me to, like I say, I really wrap my mind around the thought of
Yeah.
not having that communication with my kids
Yeah.
and knowing that there's so much time lost in between that time that I can't get back. And moving forward, for me, the thought of that is just like, what do I gain from moving
It's
forward when
funny
I
because like
lost so much?
My my story isn't like yours, but I'm in a kind of a same spot. But I have access like to yours, but like I'm in. So I just got to where my like I've been I have absent, but here with my kids. So I just got to where because I've not I've been medicated in a way like I haven't with my kids. Hang on. Sorry, we have an internet issue right now. Can you hear me? Sorry. My husband did something to change our internet last week and it's driving me fucking crazy. Okay, so just like in a nutshell, like I've not had my meds quite right for the last like 5 years, so I've been kind of just like absentee even though I've lived here until like several months ago I got like my meds correct and then now I'm like here. Right. So the last 5 years I've not interacted with my kids almost at all. My husband has handled that like everything with them. So my kid yeah, but like only only yeah, I mean like I came here into my office to work and then went across my hall to my bedroom and would watch TV at night and go to bed and then come back in here to work and then go back over there to go to bed. My husband would bring me food. If my kids wanted to see me, they'd come in. That's like but it was brief. Like if they stayed for very long, I'd be like, you guys gotta go. Like I can't handle it. But like all of the getting ready for school, holidays, I was not doing. Like I couldn't handle any of it. And then now all of a sudden my meds are right and my brain starts working again and it all clicks into place. And now it's almost just like waking up or coming out of jail or like something. It's like an awakening. And now I'm here and it's like I've missed all of these years of my kid's life and it's like the most depressing fucking thing. Like I spend days just like fucking crying and my kids are furious with me because they're like they don't understand it because I was here the whole time. Like so they thought I was just this lazy ass just sitting in bed. They don't understand what happened. And now it's like, how do you make it up? What do we do now? But it's like, okay, well, here we are. They're 10 and 14. I've got 4 years left with you and I got 8 years left with you. So we gotta heal or figure it out and try to make the best of the time we got left. That's all I can do. I can't change what's happened. And I know you're mad, but you're gonna have to get over it. And that's just it. And we're gonna have to figure out a way to move forward. But if you're gonna hold a grudge, then we're just gonna lose all the time we have left. And that's kind of what we're doing now. So it's like I quit my job and I'm staying home with my kids and I'm gonna do this to try to figure out a way to make a little bit of money at it, and just spend the time I can with them while they're still here. But you don't have your kids, so it's different. Yeah. Like you're okay with it? I get that, yeah. Like it's easier not to know. Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's easier. I like it sounds so callous probably to most people like listening to this, but I totally get it. Like that's exactly how I've been for all of this time. Just checked out. Like you're just checked out, right? Like it's just easier to be checked out. Like you don't want to use that term because that term sounds shitty, but I mean, but that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. So, well, here's the thing about that though. And I have a video about this. One of the pinned videos on my page is about this, and you should go watch it when we're done. Is that what sucks about that? Is that someday you're gonna have to face it, and when it opens up and floods in, it floods in, and it all comes in. You know what I mean? If that makes sense, like, so it's like then you have to face it all at once. And it's like all of the emotion that, so it's not just the things that you missed, because to me, I think in my head I thought I was just missing the things, but then all of the emotions that went along with them, you missed all of those too. So the video that I did about this, have you ever watched the show The Vampire Diaries? Okay. The video that I did, I compared it to the way that the vampires in that universe work, and so I won't go into it. I explain it all in that video. Um, so I've got 3 pinned videos on my page, and they are all about like my mental health journey over the last like 6 or so months. Um, but one of them goes into this specific exact topic, and it's like 6 minutes long or something like that. And it talks about like the flood of emotions coming in when you've been blocking it out in this exact way, and it's rough when it comes back, let me tell you. Um, so I gotta go because my kids are going to camp, and I gotta figure out if I'm gonna take them. I might be on back a little bit later, so I'd love to keep talking to you. But go watch those pinned videos on my page. Let me follow you while you're still here. If I don't already, yeah, let me follow you. And I think I wrote down what your thing was. Yeah, here. But yeah, I think between the 3 pin videos on my page, it's probably like 20 something minutes worth of videos. If you've got a few minutes to go watch them, it'll kind of give you a little bit more in depth of the stuff I've been talking about. So. Cool. All right. But it was good talking to you. And I'll be back on later tonight if you want to come back and we can finish. So. All right. Good talking to you. Bye. Whoever else is here too. Bye.